yeah, 25 subscriber mark. How about that TikTok ban?
Cracker doesn't make video essays of contemporary normie topics.
Yeah, my last video blew up, popped off faster than a downtown Tulsa traffic stop. Remember Lord Vermin Supreme? He's making me right now. So thank you, my lord. I got like 6 new subscribers, and my video demographic had a lot of retention in the US, as I would expect, but a staggering 12 to 13% from Canada and Australia. Woo, yeah, go Anzacs and incarceration invasion. I hope you guys knew that I didn't mean what I said like 2 videos back. I love you guys. I say guys because I had like no female viewers, not a single one. So my channel is drier than Asmongold's Twitch chat.
I think what they should do, remove the women.
I decided to put a little bit of elbow grease in this next video, resultantly. I never really got to play it though. I waited eagerly many years to save money and spend it all on the Slavjank, my gerrymandered computer with hardware probably from every single major tech company under the Silicon Valley. My 10-year-old self was waiting eagerly, erect microcock in hand, to play this gameplay masterpiece. However, by the time I completed the aforementioned venture, the game died. Yeah. What if I told you right now that it was coming back to life? Well, it's not really coming back to life, but another project heavily inspired by it is. Another project. Void's Adrift is already trying to recreate the nostalgia of the original title, though they are making their very coveted time while doing so. But Accurate, if there's nothing new to the topic, then why make this stupid fucking retarded, dumbass, stupid video? Because there is something else. The developers of Void's Adrift were no different from you and I. Wishful dreamers who got off their ass for like a few months and built something that was reminiscent of Worlds Adrift. The developers of Lost Skies, more importantly, are some of the original hearts and minds of Worlds Adrift and are fully employed by a decorated studio with actual titles under the belt to make it. Banter about the semi-faithful recreation has been out for like a while now. Like over a year ago, they dropped their teaser trailer and but just recently, the Lost Skies creation tool, like their world creation software, was bestowed upon us like a renal cyst to a geriatric. It's here, and it's only gonna get bigger. Before we get to the real thesis of the video, is this a true-to-form recreation of Worlds Adrift? I want to talk about the trailer. It was just a simple, like, cool things expo to hook the reader, and the actual information was set after the hook and animation. I like the animation or the idea of it, but I couldn't shake that certain taste for my tongue. The animation style was standard, contemporary, I would say, but the advertisement released by the US Army where that girl has 2 moms is just rushing to my head. Like, the first frame made me stare blankly at my monitor with like 1,000-yard stare that an MACV SOG veteran from the late Vietnam War couldn't even recreate. But all things considered, it was a great animation, I'm sure, with a mentionable amount of good times to be had while making it. I can tell it was made to mimic the swath of animated D&D-esque shows that are plastered all over Netflix's trending page, and that idea of accommodating to a more eccentric base of players is likely a smart design implement. Who would play this game, like actually? Nerds. The art style and generic aesthetic of the game is very fantastical, with warships and lost civilizations. I couldn't name a more nerdy game to play after the Excel sheet simulators and the tank engineering software. I think it will be a semi-successful title in regard to catering to its player base, but is it really just Worlds Adrift 2? Electric Boogaloo? No, but yes. But no. First of all, it will be restricted to 6 players at the moment as a PvE experience. So gameplay will be more like Minecraft on Xbox in 2012 with airships. I think one of the great things about Worlds Adrift originally was its sort of like expansiveness and airship battles that could be had between actual players where you kind of felt on edge. I doubt anyone would ever really say anything else, to be honest. really the greatest flaw that could kill any sort of positive media presence in the game if it caters to a small player base. To its credit, it does mention on the game's website that ship combat it will have some sort of relevance when fighting the non-player enemies, so we might see that sort of vehicle combat. A little bit of hope to be seen, however, is that the servers are player hosted. My dear friend Schlargo mentioned the other day when we were recording a video that the nature of this system could grow to accommodate a quickly growing community, and I think personally that if mod support is going to have any sort of relevance, it won't be long from launch until we see a large player-on-player server spring up with a bigger lobby size and maybe even more cohesive communities. This leaves a problem that needs to be addressed, however: anti-cheat. There is no anti-cheat, which leaves a very, very problematic crater in the argument of larger PvP-based servers. There's a lot less incentive for the community to make these larger servers if every pupubescent nematode with their hands on their parents' coin sack brought mod menus and prox hats to the shipfest. It is in contrast similar in many ways with what we see so far. Massive player-made islands with technology scrap and dynamic loot containers garnished with lore drops every now and then. The grapple mechanic feels just as refined as the prior title, aside from, like, a few enigmas. Got crafting, shipbuilding, base building, satisfying physics for ragdoll models. It has all the fine print, at the very least. That's enough of the semantics, the nitty-gritty of the video. For the next segment of this video, I'll go into depth about the Island Creator, showcasing how it works, you know, what it has to offer for the players. Yeah, I played it for a bit, diddled around a little bit, made a cool map that you can play for yourself. It's called Lord of the Skies on Workshop. I had a little bit of fun with it, so much that I ran completely out of complexity space before I could make any actual gameplay related progress on it. But there's a few Easter eggs, like 2.5 to be specific, mostly located in the big cavern area, but I want to undertake a new scene to fully explain how this software can be used. So, I will be making the beloved Blood Gulch from the Halo franchise before it was quartered and hung by the pylons by 343 and Microsoft. So yeah, very simple UI to use. There's no button here that I would say that I wouldn't know what it does. It's got very standard controls, a little bit of a learning curve at the beginning, but you can kind of just guess what each button does. At some point it's going to be right or wrong. The sculpting feels very satisfying. It reminds me a lot of Blender sculpting, even though I barely do any of that. But with it, there's a lot of terrain glitches. Thankfully, there's a tab to fix all of those glitches, so you're not falling through triangles through the map. But there's also a lot of small other ones, like whenever you're painting the terrain, it like freezes your entire computer, or certain triangles won't get painted, so it just looks like a solid line of grass and dirt, which makes it look very inauthentic. Additionally, there's also that weird tree grapple glitch, but I don't really know if that's a glitch per se, or if it's just, why did I say who the fuck says that? Who in 2025 says per se? But yeah, they're Am I infected? Do I have a brain-eating fungus? Per se. Hey, you wanna go on a date with me, per se? Or maybe I should put like a little bit of lisp on it. You know, like those shitty neckbeard memes. What will you say? That just sounds like a Canadian. Shut the fuck up! I don't know if it's a glitch, or if it's just like kind of something that happens in the wild. I don't fucking know. It's not my game. The complexity level is another little system in the game that prevents you from making a lag bomb. I can see why it's useful, but it also kind of prevents me from doing entirely what I want to do. Why does my hair look so shit? Should I just keep it in e-boy mode this entire... oh my god, it looks like a fucking helmet. To battle. That's weird. It like wraps around my fucking nub chin. I really gotta start running again. I'm falling off, man. I look like a fucking toe right now. I thought last recording I did last week, I was really like feeling like a hit to my self-esteem when I turned on that camera and saw that I looked like a fucking bouncing ball. I thought like, oh yeah, it's just my beard, man. I know I knew that I was getting a little bit fatter because I just haven't been running, but man, that back to the video. Oh yeah, like this. I look like Timu Bucky Barnes. Anyways, yeah, the complexity level, I can see why it's there. It ruins my process of over flooding the map with a lot of stuff to see, but I would rather that than, you know, me if I had like a $500 office computer walking into the map and just fucking crashing. I can see why it's useful. There's also a lot of item association for like objectives and spawners. Like it's like this little node system, as you would see in like C++, I think is the language that nodes is in. I don't remember, bro. I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's very simple to use. There's a bit of a learning curve again with this, but because it doesn't really tell you how to use it exactly. Like it gives you a little system when you click on the item after you place it. Like it tells you what it does, but it doesn't really tell you how to do it. But there's like these inputs and these outputs, and you have to kind of guess which one's gonna work, and then you check if you can activate or deactivate. It's a whole fucking spiel. I think as a remote secular project, this game is amazing, and it deserves a lot of commendation for the progress it has made, but as a title in relation to its former, I think it needs a lot of improvement. It does not share the same vision that was immediately established, which reserves a lot to be desired. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty cool thing. Before I leave, I just want to say I'm a uni student working a part-time job, so it may be a bit slow to the next content job, but I will be dropping content nonetheless within the month of February. So yeah, see ya.